Hi, everybody, and welcome to Keeneland Babies, presented by Spendthrift. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and let's throw up the field for the opening race on opening day of the 2021 Keeneland Spring Meeting. It's the first of two maiden special weights for juvenile fillies going the traditional distance at 4.5 furlongs. Our sponsor, Spendthrift, represented by the 5 Jamaican Traffic, by their stallion Cross Traffic. When you think Keeneland Babies, you think Wesley Ward, and the great trainer is represented by the 2 Dream Fly, your likely favorite.
Yeah, and we've got Wesley Ward, we've got John Hancock, we've got some freshman sires, we've got some young leading 2-year-old sires, including Cross Traffic, who was the leading freshman sire a couple years back for Spendthrift. Not only the first race of the meet, the first North American 2-year-old race of the season.
And let's take them in program number order, beginning with the number 1, Violent Move. Violent Move only sold for $3,000 as a yearling, but she is bred top and bottom for speed.
Yeah, absolutely. Violence, very good with his 2-year-olds. A ton of speed in that female family to back him up. This one has her 2 most recent works from the gate. I like that she has the gate experience. That's something that I really look for in these 4.5 furlong races at Keeneland, where the break and early speed can be so important. Some good works from the gate.
The number 1A, Saucy Lady T, the coupled stablemate of Violent Move. On the other hand, Nicole, this one to me seems more perhaps geared for longer distance races down the road. She's by Tonalist. The dam was a stakes winner going a mile.
Yeah, and I certainly think there's some turf in this family as well. The dam was a winner in a mile on the turf. She's by Warfront, that very good international sire. I think she wants some distance, and I think that perhaps a surface switch in the future. In this spot, I prefer her stablemate.
Here's the Wesley Ward trained filly, the number 2 Dream Fly. She is by Triple Crown and Breeders' Cup Classic winner American Pharaoh. The dam is a half-sister to the very fleet turf sprinter Bound for Nowhere, and it's the family of 2-time Breeders' Cup sprint winner Midnight Loot.
Yeah, a ton of speed in that family. Wesley Ward certainly familiar with the family. He'll send Bound for Nowhere out on Saturday looking for another graded stakes win to add to his impressive resume. American Pharaoh was the leading freshman sire of 2019 with a Breeders' Cup winner in that first crop trained by Ward. He was the leading second crop sire of 2020 with a European champion juvenile in that crop. This is another one with 2 bullet works recently, one of those from the gate.
So we have the bullet works, we have the strong pedigree, and here's the formulator fact concerning Wesley Ward's prowess with 2-year-old debut runners in Keeneland maiden special weight dirt sprints, 17 for the last 27. Simply remarkable, a $2.92 return on investment. The number 3 is Bohemian Frost. Bohemian Frost by the quality young stallion Frosted, a $42,000 yearling out of a dam that was a debut sprint winner, and she's got pedigree herself, a half to Belmont Stakes winner Taprit. Look at that workout, Nicole, on March the 21st, a half-mile breeze in 46 and change. This filly looks fast.
Yeah, I like a lot of things about this filly, including that work. At this point, if you look through these work tabs, you see a lot of 3 furlong works. I like the horses who start to show those 4 furlong works in a couple of weeks, even those 5 furlong works showing a little bit of foundation. Based on her pedigree and how some of John Ennis's juveniles run, I really might want to circle her second time out. Frosted had some good 2-year-olds with his first crop last year, but they certainly seem to come on with experience, with distance, like Travel Column toward the end of the year. Certainly a lot of distance ability in the female family. That said, the dam here, Toast of Mayfair, by champion sprinter Spitestown and out of Grade 1 winning juvenile Appealing Zophie.
Well, your point is well taken concerning the barn as we throw up the formulator fact for trainer John Ennis. Good trainer likes to give them 1 or 2 before they really strut their best stuff. 0 for 32 on dirt the past 5 years with first-time starters. Let's move to the 4, Awfully Fast, and she has a little bit of pedigree as well. She's by Will Take Charge. She's a half-sister to a juvenile stakes place turf sprinter. The dam won her debut, and she was very precocious.
The damn grade 3 winning dirt sprinter. A lot of turf in the family, including Medal Count and Heart Spoke, who you see highlighted there. But a nice, if short, work tab for this filly. 2 bullets in a row at the Thoroughbred Center across town here in Lexington, followed by what looks like a nice 4 furlong gate work.
Trainer John Hancock, often overshadowed by the Wesley Ward trained first-time starters, but Hancock can get one ready to win on debut. And here's the 5, Jamaican Traffic by Spendthrift Stallion Cross Traffic. This filly has a really strong pedigree. It's interesting that she only sold for $5,000 as a weanling, for $1,000 as a yearling. The dam was grade 1 place sprinting on synthetic.
Yeah, so certainly grade 1 ability on both sides of the family. Cross Traffic, we mentioned earlier, was the leading freshman sire of 2018 for Spendthrift, with Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies winner Jaywalk in that first crop. This one, in terms of the number of works, seems like she has a nice fitness foundation under her, including a couple of those 4 furlong works here at Keeneland.
One of the wonderful aspects of these 2-year-old races at Keeneland in the spring, we get our first look at the first crop stallions. And here's the 6, Baytown Valleygirl, a filly by Klimt, who won the grade 1 Delmar Futurity. What are you expecting from the Klimt progeny?
Well, I certainly expect them to have some precocity and some speed. Klimt by Quality Road, a brilliant horse who could go a distance and could sire a distance horse. Klimt was one of the most popular sires of his first season on the Jockey Club's report of mares bred, in terms of the people just flocking to him. Physically, I think they're kind of across the board. I think they're throwing quite a bit to the dam side of the family. So I'm going to be keeping an eye out for some of these to see how they've started to develop now that they're 2-year-olds.
And like trainer John Ennis, trainer Paul McEntee likes to give them a race or two. We take a look at his formulator fact. Over the past 5 years, first-time starters, only 1 for 56. This filly has a nice foundation. She's been working regularly since early February. The 7 is Iggy Bigs. Iggy Bigs is by a solid sprint stallion in Runaway and High. This is a $14,000 weanling buyback. There's a little bit of pedigree here. She has a bullet work at the Thoroughbred Center coming out of the gate. She is bred both sides for speed. Kind of a tough spot with the Wesley Ward trained firster and some others in here.
It's a tough spot, but you look at that family, you see Runaway and Hide by City Zip. I like him as a 2-year-old sire. He can connect with a really nice one. Scat Daddy on the bottom of the page for some more precocity. This is an interesting horse if you're looking for a price horse.
And completing the field is the number 8, An Apple a Day. And she has a strong pedigree on the bottom. This dam has been very, very productive. She's thrown the grade 3 stakes winner Nootka Sound, the stakes placed sprinter Follow No One, and she was a multiple stakes winning dirt sprinter.
Yeah, it's a very productive female family. Some speed in that family, as you mentioned. But that said, you put Honor Code on top. He seems to sire later developers. You're crossing that AP Indy stallion over an Empire Maker mare. And I look at this one, I immediately think distance.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the opening day race of the 2021 Keeneland Spring Meeting. You're going with Dreamfly. I can't really argue with you. It's Wesley Ward with the beautifully bred first-time starter with bullet workouts.
Yeah, and we talk all the time in these 2-year-old races about horses for right now at this moment versus horses for the future. I think Dreamfly is probably a horse for right now. She looks like she's ready to come out running. Certainly nothing to knock on her based on pedigree or connections. American Pharoah sires multi-purpose horses. I would imagine they're looking to run well here and then go on to Royal Ascot. But behind her, I'm going to use some horses, perhaps for the future, perhaps who want some experience or distance, including that Bohemian Frost, who I'm very intrigued by.
Yeah, very quick workout for Bohemian Frost. Dreamfly's the most likely winner. I'll give you 3 alternatives if you're looking for better prices. I think the 1 is somewhat interesting. Violent Move, just by that very strong debut stallion, Violence, the family geared towards speed, and the 2 horses on the outside. The 8 from that productive family you mentioned, An Apple a Day, and even the 7, Iggy Bigs, is a little bit of speed. But Dreamfly is the one everyone's going to have their eye on in the first Keeneland Babies race this spring, and our coverage is presented by Spendthrift.